So today we're going to be talking about point-slope form. I wrote down the point-slope form right here. It is y minus y1 equals m, and in parentheses, x minus x1. This is the point-slope form. You will need to know and memorize what this form looks like. Down here, I actually color-coded the point-slope form. So in pink, I put y1 and x1, and then in blue, I have our m. So I did this because these are going to be the three numbers that are important in point-slope form. These variables are the ones that are going to be replaced with actual numbers. Okay, so in color are the variables that are going to be replaced with numbers. And the way that we replace them with numbers is pretty straightforward. We already know that m is our slope. We use this a lot in other forms of equations. So m stands for slope, which we should be familiar with already. X and y are the ones that are a little different here. So I'm going to write here x, y, y1. So x1, y1, this is going to be a set of coordinate points that are going to be given to you somewhere in the problem. So you'll be given the points, and these are going to be the coordinates that you plug in. So x1, y1 is a coordinate point that you plug in to the equation. And it's just really important to remember here that the difference is that we have a normal y and then we have the y1, and the one with the little number next to it is where we plug in the numbers here. Okay, so let's take a look at an example on how we can write our equations in point-slope form. So I went ahead and wrote out the whole problem. It says, write an equation in point-slope form of a line that passes through 3, -2 with a slope of 1/4. So I'm going to start by writing out what point-slope form looks like, especially since this is new. So y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I want to look at these points that they gave us, so 3, -2. The first number always represents the x value. The second number is always the y value, so I'm going to label them x1, y1. And all we have to do is now use these numbers in our form right here. So our y1, if I look at the problem, y1 was -2, so I'm going to plug in a -2. Make sure to use parentheses when you're plugging in negative numbers. Next, I see m. m needs to be replaced with the slope. So our slope, they tell us, is 1/4. So I'm going to replace m with 1/4. And then our x minus x1. x1 was 3 over here. So I'm going to plug in 3. The thing to just be careful about is that this form does have a lot of subtraction signs in it. So just make sure that when you're plugging your numbers in, you're really careful about that. And if you have negative numbers, always use baby parentheses like this. So all we have to do, or all we just did, was replace the x1 and y1 using the given point. And then we replace the slope, which was m, which was also given. So we replace x1, y1, we replace m with the slope. The only thing we have to do now is just make sure that when you write your slope, point-slope form, that you make sure it is simplified. And by that, I just mean you can't have two negative signs next to each other like this. We need to make sure that we simplify this. So anytime we have two minus signs next to each other, that's always the same thing as a plus sign. So I'm going to rewrite this double negative as a plus 2. And the rest of this is fine. We don't have any double negatives, so I'm just going to write 1/4 x minus 3. And this would be our simplified equation. This would be our equation written in the point-slope form.